Hey guys, it's Mario here, back with another workout video. This time I'm presenting to you a deload workout. So a lot of people, you've seen me post, I always lift heavy. A lot of other videos, people that post on YouTube, they're usually displaying their heavy days or when they're hitting their PRs and they're hitting some really heavy weights. This time I'm gonna show you what happens when I deload. So every 5-6 weeks of my training, I naturally take a deload week, and this is a week where I go with a little bit less weight, less sets, less total volume, just to simply let my body relax and dissipate some of that fatigue that has built up as I was training, and it's masking my fitness. So this is called the dual factor model between fitness and fatigue. So as you're training, there's a buildup of both fitness and fatigue. And fatigue can accumulate to such a degree that it starts masking your fitness. So even though you progressed, even though you increased your fitness and you're capable of doing more weights, that fatigue is so high that you can't really express that level of fitness that you've gathered. And the beauty of the fitness fatigue model is that fatigue drops faster than fitness. So fitness is more of a consistent, more of a longer term adaptation, while fatigue is temporary, and you can reduce it by simply doing a deload. And that's what a good workout plan does. A good workout plan has deload weeks programmed in, and these deload weeks usually follow a certain path, like, okay, you hit it hard for like 5-6 weeks, or the 6th week you take a deload. And here again, you've seen my warm-ups. I always work on the shoulders, and this time is no different. So this is the shoulder warm-up again with a little bit of these bands. I really like this warm-up and gets those external rotation muscles working. If I look a little bit smaller in this video, it's because I'm actually on a cut right now. So I just decided, hey, I'm gonna do a cut, and just to see how I could push myself. So on these deload days, I actually listen to audiobooks. So I'm listening to Robert Greene's Mastery throughout this workout, and I just pause it while I'm doing a set, because I've noticed that if you do a set and you listen to an audiobook, you can't really focus on it. So I kind of pause it, and between the sets I'm listening to this audiobook. This is the bench press warm-up. You guys know that I like to do a lot of warm-up sets, and just to keep myself safe, safety first. And this is the first working set. So the way the deload works, I drop the weight by 10%. So I typically do about 120 for 5, and this workout is also for 5. So I just dropped it by 10%. 10% of 120 kilos is 12. So 120 minus 12, and I'm approximately there. So I'm doing this for a set of 5, and I'm not engaging a lot of my lower body here. So I'm trying to keep just more attention on chest area. I'm not trying to use leg drive or anything like that. This is simply, okay, I'm doing less weight. I can do this without using an excess amount of leg drive or any other kind of powerlifting things. Although I have an arch, which is, I'm blessed with good mobility there. And going further, I'm just doing some pull-ups. And one thing I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about in this is, again, what a deload is simply you nuke the intensity by 10%, intensity meaning the load you're using, so 10% less, and also you cut the sets in half. So I didn't cut the sets in half for the first 2 exercises here, because this is the second deload workout of the week. So the first deload workout of the week, instead of 3 sets of bench press, I did 2, and in this one I did 3, but the weight is a lot lower. And I also focused throughout the set, so those were kind of the planning aspects, but throughout the set, I'm keeping an eye on failure of form. So there's 2 types of failure that you can encounter throughout a workout. There's mechanical failure, the failure where you can't really push the weight anymore, but there's also form failure. So form failure is when you can't do the weight with perfect form. So for example, here on the pull-ups, I'm just doing it a little bit closer to form failure. So I could probably do more reps until I reach mechanical failure, but I'm looking specifically for form failure here, and I'm doing the slower negative. I'm trying to control the weight a little bit more, and it's also kind of a practice session to, I guess, work more in the form. Same here, you see I do this very slow. The descent, the weight is not heavy. The point of these workouts is not to kill yourself. A lot of guys go into a deload week and they're going to failure. They're using very similar weights as their normal workout, and that kind of destroys the whole purpose of a deload, because you didn't really deload. By the end of a deload week, you should be rested enough to go back into your workout plan, or you need another deload week, right? So here I was checking if the guy was knocking down my camera because he was doing like curls right next to the fucking camera. It's always like that in a commercial gym that is full of people, and something to keep an eye on if you're filming in the gym. So going back to the deload, the whole principle, the whole idea is to let that fatigue drop down. If you don't let the fatigue drop down, like if you continue doing like hours of cardio and if you continue doing your volume, you won't notice any of those benefits that come from taking a break. And then you're masking yourself again, masking that level of fitness that you have, and you're not progressing, right? You don't know if you're progressing. That's even worse. So when you deload, you should technically be ready to take on a new workout block of about 4 to 6 weeks of training, whether it's training for volume or higher intensity or whatever your plan currently has. But a week or two of deloading is absolutely necessary, and the more advanced the person is, the more deloads they need, because the weight that the person would be using is a lot heavier, and the central nervous system, the joints, like everything is simply more taxed. So as you're starting out as a beginner, you might not need a big deload, or probably not a deload at all for the first couple of months, because you're not using that heavy weight, as the weight you're using is kind of not there yet. It's not exceeding the potential in any way that you can currently lift. Like, you probably have more muscle than you need, and you probably aren't lifting as much as if your body isn't yet utilizing that amount of muscle mass you have, so you can't lift that heavy. But as an intermediate, let's say that would be the first time I would say, like somewhere like that early intermediate would kind of notice the effects of deloads. So definitely including deloads as an early intermediate after a year of training. I mean, it's definitely necessary. I don't see a lot of guys doing this. You know, I wasn't doing it for years because I didn't have the workout theory. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't know what fitness fatigue is. I didn't know what the general adaptation syndrome is. Like, all these major concepts in fitness, I was simply like another bro in the gym training, and I was like, okay, I can push myself. I can push myself. If I can't, it's like I'm a pussy, or like I have no excuses. I need to read more quotes or listen to more motivational videos or have someone yell at me. You know, it's like training smart versus really trying to go head against the wall and trying to like beat yourself to death, which usually results in either injuries or just worse performance and less progress. And that's what leads to overtraining. Overreaching and overtraining are two concepts that I also wanted to touch upon here. There's two very distinct differences between the two. Overreaching is when you purposely train close to where your level of fatigue will go over your level of fitness, and then you just simply dissipate the fatigue and you continue training, right? But overtraining is that if you never let that fatigue drop. And overtraining exists. I mean, don't listen to this bullshit that you read like on the internet, or you watch the video guys saying, hey, there's no such thing as overtraining. Overtraining fucking exists, man. Like, if you never experienced overtraining, you're not properly doing your workouts. I mean, if you're just joking around and fucking around, you've probably never been doing a proper workout. And really, if you look at it, all the high level like weightlifters, which are the athletes that we usually learn the theory, like weightlifters are kind of the, I guess, the base of proper programming. You know, they were the first athletes who, in terms of lifting weights and resistance training, they had deloads, they had these proper things planned in. So that's where we can learn this from. And then now it's very famous in powerlifting and in bodybuilding and all these other disciplines. But overreaching is fine. So if you go over a week and then like you just push yourself a little bit, but then make sure to take a deload. And a deload is not like complete time off. If you take a complete time off, there's actually some studies. If you go from maximum activity to zero, that your immune system will drop down and you're gonna get sick. You probably noticed this yourself at some point. Maybe you said, hey, I'm gonna take this week off, and then you got sick because your immune system dropped as your body was used to training a lot. So keep in mind that there's a lot of studies coming out on that. a very, very interesting topic as well. I just recently found this out, and it's kind of fascinating. And yeah, when I look back, I was always getting sick, and like as a chain reaction to me, like, oh yeah, I stopped training in order for me to recover, but then I got sick, and it's usually kind of follow this pattern, which is very interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed my deload week. I really enjoy taking a little bit of time off. I mean, just going to the gym and just having fun, listening to audiobooks and just doing my workout. It's not like go hard or go home all the time, you know. It's, you have to like let the ego fuck off ego, you know, like don't you do have nothing to do here, and just do your workout and just enjoy the training. Like just enjoy training and enjoy that pump, enjoy that good feeling. And that is what really this is about. And that's why I love deload weeks, is where I can just train like without any like goal or anything like that, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Are you currently taking deloads, and how do you plan them in your workouts? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click subscribe below to support the channel. The channel is growing really fast. I want to thank everybody again for sharing these videos, for subscribing, for commenting. You guys are freaking awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.